In a small, peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills and golden fields, there lived an old man named Bhaskar. He had spent his entire life as a farmer, working from dawn to dusk, tending to his crops with the utmost care. Unlike the younger farmers who relied on shortcuts and quick profits, Bhaskar believed in patience, hard work, and resilience. Despite his age, he never stopped working. Every morning before the sun rose, he was already in the fields, plowing, planting, and watering his crops. The villagers often asked him why he worked so hard when he could simply rest in his old age. Bhaskar would smile and say, "The land has fed me all my life, I must repay it with my effort." One fateful year, disaster struck. A terrible drought swept through the village, drying up the rivers and turning the soil to dust. Crops withered under the scorching sun, and farmers began abandoning their fields, believing it was useless to continue working when nature itself had turned against them. "Why waste your energy, Bhaskar?" the villagers asked. "The sky won't listen to your hard work. The rains will not come." But Bhaskar remained unfazed. Every day, he walked miles to a distant well, filling buckets of water and carrying them back to his land. The journey was exhausting for a man his age, but he did not complain. He dug small trenches to trap moisture, covered his plants with leaves to prevent evaporation, and even woke up at midnight to collect dew from the grass, squeezing every drop into his thirsty soil. The villagers laughed at his efforts. "The old man has lost his senses," they whispered. "Why struggle when there's no hope?" But Bhaskar didn't listen. He believed that effort never goes to waste, even when the results aren't immediate. Weeks passed, and the sky remained mercilessly dry. The village had given up on farming, and food became scarce. People started preparing for the worst, hoarding whatever little grain they had left. Bhaskar, though exhausted, kept working on his field alone. Then, one night, something extraordinary happened. Dark clouds gathered in the sky, thunder rumbled in the distance, and a sudden downpour drenched the land. The villagers ran out of their homes, dancing in the rain, but their joy soon turned to sorrow. The rain had come, but it was too late for them. Their abandoned fields could no longer absorb the water. The soil had turned too dry and hard. The precious rain simply ran off, wasted. But in Bhaskar's field, the story was different. His soil had been prepared, nurtured, and cared for despite the drought. It absorbed every drop of rain, and within days, tiny green sprouts began to emerge. Weeks later, while the rest of the village remained barren, Bhaskar's field stood as a lush green island of crops. His grain swayed in the wind, golden and ripe, while the other farmers looked on in awe. Realizing their mistake, the villagers came to Bhaskar, ashamed of their doubt. "Old man," they said, "we thought you were foolish, but now we see we were the fools. How did you know the rain would come?" Bhaskar smiled gently. "I did not know," he admitted. "I only knew that if I did my part, nature would do hers when the time was right. Hard work never goes to waste, it only waits for the right moment to bear fruit." With a heart full of kindness, Bhaskar did not keep his harvest to himself. He shared his grain with the hungry villagers, ensuring no one went to bed starving. The people of the village never forgot the lesson he had taught them: hard work, even in the darkest times, always pays off. From that day forward, whenever a challenge arose, the villagers remembered Bhaskar's words. They learned to never give up, to keep working even when things seemed hopeless, and to trust that effort, patience, and perseverance would always bring rewards in the end.